I'm about to get started working on the van for today, and today I am focusing on all things electrical. I want to get all of the electrical components attached and hooked up in the back area there, and getting all the 12-volt stuff all linked up as well. So let's see if I can do all of that today. Today is day 70 of our DIY Sprinter van build. Let's go. I'm going to start by making a few more cuts of wood, because the inverter that we got the other day, we try to fit it where it's supposed to be, and it extends out a little bit above the wheel well. So I'm going to cut 2 more pieces of wood, or actually 3 more. And that's also going to be the wall where all of these little Victron products are going to sit. And I'm going to secure down the Power Queen batteries using some straps that I bought from Amazon. Let's start by getting the measurements that we need for the cut of woods for this. Let's make sure these boards fit. This one looks good. Like this. Okay, perfect. Let's get this thing installed. Let's get these batteries strapped down. I bought some straps from Amazon. They look like this. I want to be tying it down from here all the way to the side here, and then I also strap it against the wall. I also added a few pieces of, well, 2 pieces of railing right here, just so that the batteries can sit level, because there's a bit of a piece right here that's sticking out, so made a bit of a gap so that it can just stay on its side. And this is actually going to stay where it is using those 2 pieces. It'll slide left and right, but it won't slide out forward. Let me add a strap on the floor. I'll screw the strap itself down, and I'll loop it around. I should probably do a piece of block on this first one. think the batteries are pretty secured. Along with the two tie downs here, the battery rail that I made on the bottom, I added another piece up here so that it won't move at all. This is sort of like locking it in. And we're going to be adding another piece of board in front. That's where some of the electrical components are going to get mounted to, and also a side piece. So this isn't going to go anywhere. This is nice and tight, very secured. Let's put all of the components back where they're supposed to go now that this piece is in. Actually, I didn't mount the bottom piece yet. I'm just trying to see the fitment where everything goes, but let's bring this back. This is the inverter charger, really massive. Let's put that back up here. Okay. And yeah, it's gonna sit right up the top here. I made a hole here too, just so all the wires can feed into it, whether it goes into the inverter charger or it goes down into the distributors, and it can go all the way back up to the other side to the AC distribution panel. I should drill another hole on that side as well, just so I can get more wires up there. Okay, let's mount the last piece on. Okay, let's put this up here. Let's go right underneath. Okay, that's gonna go right here. I ended up adding a little hinge on the end here, like this, just so that if we need to remove the battery, we'll be able to do it. Need a little bit of a corner here to yank it out. I think this should be enough, but here it is. Okay, let's get this thing secured. Right, this is in. Let's unbox the rest of the components and see where their final locations are going to be. Let's start with the first one. This is the Victron Lynx shunt. This is the device that's going to be monitoring the battery activities and send it over to a touchscreen display screen that we're going to have somewhere in one of the upper cabinets there. And this is the first piece of equipment that's going to get attached right over here, I'm thinking. Okay, so let's put this here for a minute. Let me see what else is in the box here. There's some connecting wires. And this is the VE-CAN RJ45 terminators. Two pieces here. So gotta make sure I don't lose those. Okay. So we got the shunts. Moving on. We got the Victron Lynx distributor. This is what all the 48 volt devices are going to get connected to. It's like a smart bus bar. And this also tells us if any of the fuses are blown, it'll notify the system and send us a notification or something. And this is it. Lynx distributor. I have two of these. I'm just going to sit side by side. The cool thing with the Victron systems are that they sort of connect to each other. So once I take these two rubber pieces off, it gets connected right next to each other. So it's nice and neat. And all the cables are neatly packed inside this device here. Comes with a little tape cable here. So that goes somewhere over here. And let's make sure there's nothing else in here. There's a little cable. Alright, let's put this in here. So we got two of these. Let me open this one up too. I'm probably going to install them upside down, which you can do. And then this one is going to go, one of them is going to go into the ground is going to go into the ground port right in the middle. All right, let's unbox the rest of this. And then after that, we got the DC to DC converter, also by Victron. This is the device that's going to convert our 48 volt battery system over to 12 volt, which is what most of our stuff are powered with. That's right over here. Let's keep everything else in the box. There is a little, I think, another connector piece here. I'll keep it in the box for now. And then the Cerbo GX. This is the brains of the entire operation. All of the communication cables will get connected to this Cerbo GX, and a touchscreen display is also going to get connected to this to let everything know, to let us know what everything is going on. There's a lot of different connectors here, and this is how it looks like. It's got a bunch of ports on the top side or bottom side, top side. So we'll get that installed somewhere, maybe somewhere over here. We'll find a spot for it. I'm going to keep this in the box for now. And then we got the display. Showed you guys the other day. This is a touchscreen display. And that's going to get connected to the Cerbo GX. It's going to display all the status of the batteries. The freshwater tank is also going to get connected to this to let us know how much water are left. The solar activities, the charging activity with the DC to DC charger. And that is this one. We got two of these guys. No, this is the MPPT solar charger. Put that aside. These two. These are the DC to DC charger, which allows us to get a charge from our stock alternator when we're running our van. I got two of these because one of them is only about, I think, 30 amps on the 12 volt side, which is about 360 watts. So a combination of these two are going to give us about 700 watts of charge when we're running it. And they're going to be connected in parallel. So those are going to sit towards the back because I got to connect those to the front of the van. I still got to run those two wires. I think they're like the 6 gauge wires, and they look like this. Like this. Oh, it's actually 380 watts each, so we're going to get close to about 800 watts or 760 watts while we're running the van, which is pretty good. And then what do we have? The MPPT solar charger controller, charge controller. That's what the solar panels are going to get connected to, and this regulates the voltage and power, and it feeds it back into our batteries when we're charging. So it's that right here. Okay, and that's going to go, I guess, right here. I think this is a perfect fitment here with everything. Show you guys. With the exception of the Cerbo GX, which is probably going to go maybe right here. Everything else is going to line up along this wall here. All the blue boxes. I got a little more room here. I'm going to push this back to this side. I'm going to connect the wires and then I'll see how much we have here. And on this side right here, we're going to have an AC distribution panel, which is this right here. Let me show you. This box. This is basically a fuse box to hold all the breakers. And this is a waterproof box here. It's gonna hold, this one holds 6 circuits. And I'm gonna mount this right over here if I have room. I wanna make sure I can open this. I think I can. If I keep the Victron sort of where it is right now, I think this should be fine. I just need to be able to get to the breakers in case there's a trip or whatnot. And I'll be able to reach in from right over here in the back or in the front through this opening. It's gonna go right here. And these are the cables that's gonna get connected to it. Actually, this might be a better way to mount it if I can, but I got the wires coming out the wall here. But maybe make it like this. Yeah, I think this is better. All right, I'll play around with the positioning, but this looks pretty good. So we got all these blue boxes. Where do we start? I'm gonna start with the Lynx distributor, or at least positioning it to where the ground wire is going to reach. I made the wire only this long, so wherever this goes, it's got to be able to go into it in the middle here. And everything else will sort of feed off of this. I can actually connect these together, these 3 together, because these are sort of a set, if you will. All right, let's get these guys connected. Our Lynx shunt and Lynx distributor. Okay, this is how the inside of the Lynx distributor looks like. All the positive cables get connected on this side, all the negative cables get connected on this side. And you can connect the 2 devices together via this port right here. Right here. Just like that. Okay, let's connect these 2 Lynx distributors together. Next, we are going to connect the Lynx shunt to the distributors. Okay, this entire panel is now linked together. I'm going to mount this onto the wall. So it looks like I don't have the screws in order to mount this, because this piece of wood here is only 1/2 inch thick. I don't want it going through into the batteries, which means I will need to go and buy some more screws over at Lowe's. Gotta make a run. Okay, I will be right back. Okay, I am back from the Lowe's run. Let's get this thing connected. All right, all the screws are in. This is secured. Let's make that first connection. And that is gonna be the ground wire over to the Lynx distributor. I'm just gonna clean it a little bit with the alcohol here. Okay. I'm gonna move I think there's a communication wire here right on the ground. So I want to move that out of the way so this ground can get full contact. Put this back on. Okay. Washer, lock washer. And
Nice
then
hit. Nice hit.
nut is going back on. Okay. Let's connect the rest of these Victron products on the wall here, and then we'll start making some connections over to the distributor. I'm not going to be connecting the batteries together today, but I got a few of the terminal fuse blocks that's going to go on the positive side of the battery, 3 of them. In the event some faults happen or some excessive voltage and anything goes wrong, these fuses will stop them individually. I think it's a little bit of an overkill. I don't really see anyone do 3 fuses, 1 per each battery, but I think it's a safer bet for us, just because we want to make sure we're protected with a 48 volt system like this. Let's sort of open up the Victron inverter and try to run some wires on it. So here there's a few things that I need to wire up. I need to connect the positive, negative, and the ground to the links distributor. And then here we have the AC out 1, AC out 2, and AC in. I'm going to be using AC in from the shore power line that we're going to plug into. I haven't even installed that plug yet. And then AC out will go into the AC distribution box, which is going to be the one right there. And then there's also going to be the VE bus ports for the connection, the communication line for the Cerbo GX, the brains. Let's run the positive and negative, the DC side stuff first. I'm going to be using the 2-aught wires, these really thick wires here. 1 positive, 1 negative, and these 2 need to be the same length because we want to make sure everything is balanced in and out. So I'm just going to measure how long this wire needs to be, approximately, and then we will cut and crimp some lugs on it for the connection. Putting lugs on these wires are probably going to be one of the most time-consuming part of the electrical setup. I gotta take off the outer rubber piece here, get that crimper on, use the heat shrink, and I have to do it over and over again for all the cables that we got to run for the entire system. So one at a time. It's gonna take some time. I'm going to cut another 2-aught wire to connect the ground over to the links distributor. Let me measure it, cut it, crimp, and heat shrink, and we will get this thing attached. All right, let's start making the connection. That's for the negative. We'll go on the positive. Negative on the negative. And then the ground wire will go into the ground. Okay. Before I tighten this, let's connect it on the links distributor first. Actually, I don't know if I should be mounting this permanently down because I didn't even mount the inverter into position yet. Maybe I should do that first. I can mount this first, set it in place so that these wires won't have to move once that's installed. Let's do that first. Okay, I just added the mounting bracket on the back side of it. It's usually used for like a vertical mount, but it just holds it in place. And then there's 2 screws that I'm gonna be able to just add to lock it in place. This isn't gonna slide anywhere. That's just the whole point of that. And yeah, I don't really need to do much. I can continue finishing with this before I actually screw it down. So let's finish with this first. Let's make that ground connection. That's gonna go over to right over here to this ground. The coolest thing with the links distributor is that it keeps all the wires super neat. The negative goes on the top here and the positive goes on the bottom here, and this is for a fuse, which I'm still waiting for. So let's make that connection on this one. I'm not going to tighten this because I still need to add the fuse. That's going to be right here, the mega fuse. Just leave it kind of hanging loose for now. So there we have it, our first connections to the electrical components. There's going to be a lot more connections to be made from the converter, the DC to DC charger, the solar charge controller, and everything else. And then connecting everything inside the van to the 12-volt side, the AC distribution box, so much more. But we'll leave that for another day. It's already 6 o'clock. I'm going to work on the side project that I was working on for my parents' garage. Help them sort of paint it a little bit, and then we will get ready for dinner. Come on, Spence. It's dinner time. I know, I see you got dinosaurs. I saw your dinosaurs here. The dinosaurs coming? All right, time for dinner. Let's see what my mom made for dinner. Oh, we got beef and veggies, some steamed eggs. Ooh, what's this, fish? I got some leftover from yesterday. This is pork belly and octopus. Yeah. How's that? How's that?
What's that?
Oh, that's it. All right. Let's
Tell
eat.
me what's that?
Alright guys, we just got done with dinner and Rena and Spencer, they're hanging out downstairs, and tomorrow I'm gonna try to start earlier and get more work done on the electrical stuff, connecting all the wires and just making wires and all that stuff. So if you guys want to keep following our DIY Sprinter van build, hit that subscribe button so you get notified when the new videos come out. And if you enjoy watching this video, smash that like button so that can spread out to more people. We really appreciate you guys watching. We'll catch you guys on the next video. Bye bye.